The delivery rider grabbed a brick and smashed it at a luxury car worth tens of millions. Even when her wrist was scratched, she didn't back down because there was a man in the car on the verge of death. As soon as she carried the man out, the car behind her exploded violently. The impact force made them fall to the ground. Only then did the onlookers step forward to help. At this time, the girl received a call from a customer urging her to deliver the order. She endured the pain, straddled the electric bike, and continued with the delivery. Soon, dozens of luxury cars arrived at the accident scene. It turned out that the injured man was a billionaire. When the man woke up in the hospital, he immediately asked about his savior. However, there was no clear face photo of the girl in the on-site pictures provided by passers-by. As the billionaire stared at the photos, he suddenly remembered that before he lost consciousness, he saw that his savior had a flower-shaped birthmark on her hand and was wearing a pendant around her neck. He immediately gave the order to find the girl and said he would thank her in person. Meanwhile, the girl received a notice from her neighbor that her father had left home with a bag of money to gamble. By the time she arrived, her father had lost all the money for her mother's surgery and was even fooling around with a woman in the casino. She felt dizzy and didn't know what to do next. To make matters worse, the hospital informed her that her mother's condition had deteriorated and she needed immediate surgery. Facing the $1 million surgery fee, she decided to sell the ancestral house in her hometown. Unexpectedly, when she turned around, she accidentally bumped into a man. The man saw the birthmark on her hand and was about to ask, but the girl had already left in a hurry. At this time, the assistant had completed the investigation on the girl. The billionaire immediately took a large sum of money and prepared to follow the girl to express his gratitude. When the girl rushed back to her hometown, she found her father tied up. The creditor said that if they couldn't come up with the money, her father's fate would be like that of an apple on a chopping board. Under the threat, she was forced to promise to sell the house to pay off the debt. Unexpectedly, as soon as the creditor left, her father picked up a bench to teach his house-selling, without permission, daughter a lesson. At the critical moment, the billionaire appeared and stood in front of the girl. He promised to pay off her father's gambling debts and even handed her a $3 million check. The girl used this money to save her mother in the ICU. At this time, the news reported that the richest man was offering a $1 billion reward to find his missing biological daughter, and the sign of his daughter was a pendant. It turned out that she was not the biological daughter of her parents.